All right, so what I'm going to go through today is how to make a light switch plate. If you don't know what that is, that's the thing that goes behind the light switch. There's two different types. There's a rocker and a toggle, and you screw them into the wall. Light switch toggle. We'll do a toggle one. The dimensions for the rocker are in the assignment. Um, you can just follow those. If you have a light switch plate that accommodates more than one toggle and or rocker, you can find the dimensions online. You just search up light switch plate 3 watt. Usually they're 3. If you want to do an outlet plate, you certainly may. However, I've never actually found good dimensions online. If you can find the dimensions for an outlet switch, by all means. If you find them, let me know. I will totally accept those as well. But you'd have to do a little research on your own. All right, so we're going to start with a sketch on the top because this is going to be a flat thing. And so usually I use a rectangle, but for a light switch plate, I want a center point rectangle. I believe you've used them in the first intro. What this does is it allows it to be centered, which is going to make it a lot easier to put the holes on for both the bolts and the toggle itself. And so if I go through here, it is, I believe, oh, darn it, keeps on switching. Stop switching. So it is 2.75, 4.5. And then I'll make another center point rectangle in the middle here. And since I'm making a toggle, it's going to be 3/8 or 0.375. Oh, darn it, that one is 1. This one is 0.375, 3/8 of an inch. If you want it to be, a little looser, you can go all the way up to 0.38. It'll be fine. And then I'm going to extrude this. Oh, not rectangle, extrude. Going to look at it in 3D. Just make sure it's showing what I wanted to see. And I'm going to do 1/8 or 0.125. The instructions show the thickness of various different materials that they're commonly made out of, but this particular material on the 3D printer, 1/8 works well. So we're going to do 1/8. You'll notice I didn't do the holes for the bolts because I'm going to use the hole command. The hole command requires different stuff than just putting a hole in it. You're going to need to put down some points, make sure the points are in the right location, use the hole command, and then tell it what bolt you're using to attach it to the wall. So I'm going to start a sketch on the front here. Go back to the top view. And I'm going to use a point. I'm just going to put 1 point up there and put 1 point down there. I'm going to go over to dimensions. Now, between these two needs to be 2 3/8. And it needs to be centered. So I'm going to do a dimension between one of them and one edge and here. Now, hopefully, you can figure out in your head how big that needs to be. I'll give you a hint. The distance between here and here needs to be the same as the distance between here and here, and they all have to add up to this. Also, the distance between here and here and the distance between here and here need to be the same. So this plus itself, x plus x, 2x, equals this. Divide both sides by 2. This divided by 2. And you can do division if you want. There you go. It should be on that center line. If you didn't do this, you're going to need to have some dimensions that go to the edge that make it in the center. All right, then we're going to do a whole command. We want ANSI. We want number 6, which I believe is the default. If it's not, make sure you do number 6. It doesn't actually have anything to do with its actual size. It's just the name of the size. And you click on both the points, and then you have some holes that are countersunk. I look again at 3 in 3 dimensions. There it is. Now for everything in this assignment, you need to have a design on it. If you just give me this, if this is early in the process, I just won't accept it. If this is late in the process and you're behind, this is definitely not going to be 100%. This is going to be C at best. Don't try to give me something that you could just, pick up at Home Depot for 59 cents. Make it your own. So there's a lot of different things people have done. Put little hearts on it. Someone once made a little snowman with a little snowflakes going. It took forever to print, but it looked really nice when they're done. One design that I always enjoy, and because I keep using it as an example, people do it every so often. Going up here and see how well I can draw this. Why are these not? Oh, so, there we go. It wasn't selecting the sketch. All right. I'm just going to draw it loosely because I can. And then there's text. There it is. Yeah, people do a better job when you have more time. And then down here, let's see how well I can draw this freehand. The answer is pretty poorly. It is not a really good job. But hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm drawing at the end here. Mirror this guy. Mirror line. Entities to be mirrored. All right. And we've got Superman in the light. Let's do it 1/8 of an inch about. And Batman in the dark, because, draws his energy from the sun. He's the Dark Knight, up, down. I enjoy it. I'm just going to hide those guys, though, for now. Suppress. Hide. Oh, why are you not hiding? There you go. Other things people have done. This is kind of the laziest one, but people still do it. When you're doing let's make sure it's not doing its align thing. All right, well, make sure that they're even if you're doing this one. This is just covering up a wall. As long as you cover up the hole in your wall, you can do this at, you can go outside the bounds of a light switch plate, which is fine. If you make it too large for the 3D printing plate, I will return it and say, this is too big. You can't do this. But as long as it's physically possible to print, yeah, you can totally go outside. I've had different Pokemon, cats, fox faces, various animal shapes. Of course, Mickey Mouse. The lots of palm trees and waves and beach scenes have gone into this. One thing though, if you're going to go outside, make sure that you are going behind so that it lines up with the back. So I'm doing symmetric at 1/8. Since this was extruded an eighth, it goes 1/8 of an inch up and 1/8 of an inch down. Or I can change the direction and go just 1/8 of an inch down. But it should, when you look from the side, oh, something went wrong there. No. A little different in this one. 1/4 of an inch because 1/8 of an inch total. So 1/4 of an inch total, 1/8 of an inch down, 1/8 of an inch up. It needs to line up with the bottom, or else it's not going to print well. Basically, you're going to get stringy bits underneath the ears, and they're going to curl, and it's just going to look bad. At worst, it'll just ruin the entire part because it'll warp everything, and it won't do what you're looking to do. So making sure you match with the outside, not important. Actually, wait, one more thing. 0.125. Let's go and do these as a fillet. It looks nicer. I waited on the fillet till the ears were drawn. So it looks like that. If you wanted to do the ears like this, extrude by 1/8, and instead of symmetric blind and change the direction there, you'd also fillet there. It becomes one continuous fillet. You should probably fillet the edges particularly if you're doing a square one. It looks a lot nicer and doesn't look like you're just screwing a piece of plastic into the wall. These ones have the tendency to be a little easier than the lights or than the cell phone cases. It gives you a little broader canvas to do a design on. Generally, they're less popular because people like cell phones. But these will also last you a lot longer because if they sit there on your wall, they're not going to break when you get a new cell phone. You don't need to change out your light switch plate. These will generally stay in place for years, as opposed to a cell phone case where you'll keep it for a while, and then it'll go away. But they're even though I say that I like them, they are in fact less popular than they are less popular than the cell phone cases. So there's one that says hello, or you can say hello and oh no, that's not what I wanted. I wanted this one to be unsuppressed. And now it is a Batman, Superman, Mickey Mouse, whatever. It looks weird. Let's go suppress that again. Suppress. Oh, did I suppress the wrong one? I may have suppressed the wrong one. It was this one I should have suppressed. So unsuppress. There we go. All right, so yeah, once you get this done, you can turn it in. Make sure you specify the color, the proper name of the color as is listed from the picture I have of all of the little different chips of color that I currently have. All right, I think that is it for this.